Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching and welcome back to my channel. So in South Africa, around September to December is wedding season, and this is the time where most people have their weddings. So I wanted to do this video for you guys and share with you how I would typically do my hair and my makeup and my outfit when I go to a wedding as a wedding guest. And I think it's extremely important to look the part and just go the extra mile, because you know, brides and their families spend a lot of time, money and effort on this wedding, and I think you owe this to them to just look the part and just go the extra mile. So this is how I would normally do my makeup. It's nothing too out there. It just looks pretty. It goes with my outfit. My outfit is the exact same color as the top that I'm wearing. I'm doing a separate video on my wedding guest outfit, so that will be up tomorrow if you are watching this today. If you're watching this on another day, I will link it down in the description box as well as up here. Once you've done watch this video, I will link it at the end as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and this is an all CATRICE brand makeup tutorial for like a wedding guest makeup tutorial. So if you do like this, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and then let's just get started. Please just ignore the sounds in the background. It is storming outside and it's so cozy and like rainy, but I just wanted to film this video for you guys. So I'm starting off with a primer. So I'm going to combine two of my favorite primers, which is the CATRICE Prime and Fine Beautifying Primer and the Prime and Fine Pore Refining Anti-Shine Base. Now what this will do is the one primer will give you like a long-lasting, naturally illuminating like finish to your makeup, and the other one is a mattifying, long-lasting, oil-free one. So whether you have dry skin or oily skin, these two in combination will be perfect, because one is mattifying and the other one is a little bit more moisturizing and illuminating. So I decided to combine these two today. I'm sorry if you hear any noises in the background. It is currently raining outside, so you know, I just started filming this video and then it started raining, so I'm just going to continue with it. So the foundation that I want to use for this specific makeup look is the CATRICE Cosmetics HD Liquid Coverage Foundation, and this says it lasts up to 24 hours, and it's mattifying and a second skin effect. I've tested this out for a couple of weeks now, and I have to say that I really like it. It's perfect if you need your makeup to last a little bit longer, if you have like a special event, and especially when it's summer. Since we are in summer at the moment here in South Africa, wedding season is around September to December, I would say, and because of that, you kind of want a foundation that will kind of survive the heat we have here. So that is why I chose this foundation. The tube of the foundation kind of has like a serum applicator. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop this on my Switch Beauty multi kabuki brush, and I haven't used this before, so I'm excited to test this out as well to see if it blends this out really nicely. But you kind of want to use a kabuki or a flat top kabuki brush, because this will give you the best blending. And then afterwards I'm just going to dab it with my damp beauty sponge, and this will just ensure that we have a seamless foundation look. I'm going to wait for my foundation to dry a little bit, and in the meantime I'm going to do my brows. So I have been loving this product. It's from CATRICE as well, and it's the eye and brow contouring palette. So I did a video on this, kind of like testing CATRICE makeup, where I first tested this out, and I really ended up liking it. So what I'm going to do is I'm using another Switch Beauty, I don't know what the name of this is, but I think it's like a multi-brow or something. And I'm just going to brush out my brows first, and then I'm taking the darkest shade and then I'm just focusing that on my tail. When I'm done with that, I'm taking the middle shade, and that is kind of like for the ombre of the brow. So in the inner corners of the brow where the brow starts, you kind of want that to be a little bit lighter than the tail. I just think this looks really really nice. And then after that, I'm just brushing it out to evenly distribute the product into my brows. Okay, so once my brows are carved out, I'm going to do concealer. So concealer is very important for me, especially if you're going to something like a wedding. You are going to have tons of pictures taken and you want to make sure that you have a concealer that doesn't have too much flashback. And I don't think that this concealer has any flashback in my personal opinion. I think concealers with a very yellow undertone tends to have more flashback, because this one is kind of like a porcelain shade and this is in fact in the shade porcelain, so it's a very light but still beautiful and flawless concealer. So what I'm doing with this, I'm basically just carving out my brows, applying it on the entire lid as well as my T-zone area for some brightening. So under my eyes, down the bridge of my nose, my forehead, my chin, and a tiny bit on my cupid's bow. And then what I like to do as well is I like to put a little bit underneath my cheekbones. This just makes your contour stand out a little bit more. To blend this out, I'm using a dampened beauty sponge, and what I'm doing is I'm just stippling the concealer onto my skin. I'm not rubbing it. This will give you the most flawless airbrush finish. For my eyelid, I'm taking my finger and I'm just blending that in with my finger. I find this the best way to just blend in the concealer, because your finger has a little bit of heat. It kind of melts the concealer into your skin, which also gives you a very seamless look. To set the eyelid and under my eyes as well as my T-zone, I'm using the CATRICE Cosmetics All Matte Plus, and this is a shine control powder that is mattifying, long lasting and ultra silky. So it's important for me, if you're having your pictures taken, that you don't have any shine flashing back at the camera, that your skin is very matte but still golden and dewy with some highlighter. So I like to bring some highlighter into my face but without being like shiny, if you know what I mean. So I like this and I love the little print on it. It's so pretty. And then I'm just taking a bigger fluffy brush and just setting the rest of my face. For my bronzer, I decided to use one of my favorite bronzers, especially for summer, especially if you're going to be out in the sun, taking photos, you just want to glow and just look pretty. So one of my favorite bronzers from Catrice is the Sun Glow Mineral Bronzing Powder, and by the packaging you can see that I've already used this a ton. I have it in the shade 10 Golden Light, and it's just a pretty like bronzy shimmery bronzer, but not too shimmery and sparkly. So I would compare this to MAC Gold Deposit if I'm not mistaken, but I really like this. It just gives you a very healthy glow to the skin. Okay, so I already feel a lot better after just bronzing up my skin a little bit. So for the eyes, I wanted to do kind of like a pinky bronzy look. Since I am going for a blush pink dress, I just wanted to like spice things up in the eyes because I wanted to wear like a nude lip. So the eye product that I'm using, it's not technically an eye product, but it is one of my favorite blush palettes, and this is from Catrice as well. The names are completely rubbed off. This is called the Blush Artist Shading Palette, and it has 3 beautiful blush shades. It has like a soft pink, kind of like a corally pink, and like a baby bronzy pink kind of. I'll show you a close-up, but it's so pretty. So I'm going to use either the middle or the far right shade for my crease. This will just bring a little bit of depth to the eye, and afterwards I'm going in with a darker color to bring even more depth, and then that darker color will transition into this pink. I think it'll look so pretty. Okay, and then once that's done, I'm going back to this eye and brow contouring palette, and I'm taking, I think I'm going to start with the middle shade and see how the transition is, and then I'll go with a little bit of the darker one. So I'm just focusing that a little bit deeper into the crease. Yeah, I think that looks pretty. So I'm just focusing that into the crease, so that, like I said, the darker crease shade will kind of just transition into that beautiful like pink shade. Okay, so I think I'm taking a little bit more of the darker shade. I'm just trying to deepening up that crease a little bit more. And then I'm taking that dark shade again, and I just want to blend that on my lower lash line, but a little bit more to the outer part, and then I'll take a different shade for like the inner part. I try to use the minimal amount of product possible. I think it's very important for me to, you know, just keep to a low amount of products, because if you want to create this look, you know, I can't expect you guys to go buy like 20 different products. So that's why I'm using like bronzer for my eyes, I'm using blush for my eyes, blush that you can use for your cheeks as well, and for any other like feature in your makeup routine. So that is one of my main goals in my makeup tutorials, and I hope you guys do appreciate that I think of you as well in a purchaser, as in regards to a purchaser of makeup products. So I hope you do appreciate that. So I'm taking that same bronzer that we used for our face, and I'm taking the same brush. I've been using the same brush for my crease, for the pink, for the under eyes. I'm using one brush, and then I'm taking this bronzer again, and I'm just running that more towards the middle and a little bit of the inner part of the eye. I'm taking this a little bit lower because I want to smoke this out and make it look very festive and summery, just to bring a little bit more depth to the eyes, because I feel if you do go a little bit lower with the eyeshadow, it just brightens and opens up your eyes a little bit more. Okay, so I actually do not own a Catrice liquid liner. I have never even purchased a liquid liner from Catrice, so I can't recommend one to you guys for this tutorial, and I'm so sorry because I wanted to keep everything from Catrice. But I'm going to use another drugstore liquid liner, and this is my favorite liquid liner at the moment. It's from Essence, and it's called the Liquid Ink eyeliner in waterproof, and I really like this. I love the brush and the applicator, I love the formula, and you get Catrice and Essence at the same store, so I'm sure you guys won't mind to just go to the Essence side and pick this one up if you want to recreate this. I've tried so many liquid liners, and like I said, this one is so far my favorite. So I'm just going to do a very subtle wing. I'm not going crazy on this. I'm just going to do a very subtle wing so that we kind of have that depth when we apply the lashes. The mascara that I chose was the Catrice Cosmetics Pret a la Volume Smoky Mascara in waterproof, and this says that it will last up to 18 hours. I don't know if it lasts up to 18 hours. I don't really like the wand of it. It's kind of like chunky, but I think this is the only waterproof mascara I have of Catrice, and it lasts pretty well. You just need to be careful when applying it. For lashes, I'm using the Youre London Texture 117, and it's a long angled lash with a twisty messed up finish. So those are the lashes, and like I said, I really like them. I think they look like eyelash extensions to me because they have kind of like a messed up twisty finish, and they look individual. And I've worn these a couple of times where people have asked me, do you have eyelash extensions on? And I just say no, they are like a strip lash, and they would ask me where do I get them. So like I said, this is Youre number 117. It comes in a blue box, and it doesn't have glue with it because it is, they have a little label here that says pre-glued. Now what I do with this, it gets a little glue lash or strip on it. I just take that off, and then I just buy separate glue from like Essence or whatever. So I really like them, and now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to finish off the eyes with a little bit more mascara on the bottom, and then just mix a little bit of my own lashes in with the falsies, and then we will move on to highlighter and lips, and then we are done. For blush, I'm using the exact same palette that we used for the eyes. So I'm just going to, I can't decide which one I want to wear, so I'm literally just swiping it and then just smiling a bit and just putting a little bit on the apples of my cheeks. I really like blush lately. I think it just brings a little bit more life back to your skin. If you have been watching my channel for a while now, you would know that MAC Soft and Gentle is my favorite highlighter, but I found a dupe and I'm excited to share it with you, and it's called the CATRICE High Glow Mineral Highlighting Powder, and it's a very beautiful like champagne-y highlighter. It's not too pigmented, whereas you look kind of like crazy. It's just very pretty and a very subtle highlight. So I'm just going to apply this on the tops of my cheeks, a little bit on my nose, on the tip of my nose, to just give a little bit more depth to my face, and then a little bit on my cupid's bow, and then we can finish off with the lips. And then finally for lips, if you are going to something like a wedding, I suggest a matte lipstick or a lip liner. So if you can't wear lipstick, then I suggest just coloring in your entire lip with a lip liner, any color that you want. I normally like rosy shades and like mauvey pinks. So the one that I chose is from the Ultimate Stay range, and this is in the shade Floral Coral, and I love the packaging. It's so sleek. So this is kind of like a rosy pink. It is so beautiful, and I've worn this a couple of times and I really like it. So I'm just going to apply this on my entire lips, and then I'm just going to set it with a little bit of translucent powder to just keep that lipstick on for longer. So this is the finished result. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you look forward for tomorrow's video where I will show you my wedding guest outfit. So get excited for that. If you're not subscribed yet, then you can click this little picture over here and it will subscribe you to my channel. It works on any smartphone or desktop device. So I hope you guys subscribe. I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope to see you in my video tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!